I've just had a newborn, and I thought I should do this video just for tips for new moms, things that I think will make your journey slightly better, slightly easier. So if you are a new mom, or if you know of a new mom, please share this with them, and I hope you guys enjoy. So if you are a new mom, congratulations on your little baba. So the first tip, guys, that I would like to give you as a new mom, even when I say new mom, guys, if your baby's still under 6 months, I think you're still a new mom, even under 8 months, because we're all just winning it. So this video is also for you. And the first tip that I will say is ask. Hey guys, and when I say ask, is I know a lot of the times we read a lot of books, sometimes we tend to ask Dr. Google, but I will say that speaking to actual moms is so much more helpful. Ask your mom if that's somebody that you trust, but I think asking fellow moms, for me, I've found much more helpful. And obviously we're under lockdown. If we don't have friends that have just had moms, one thing I would highly recommend is you joining groups or following pages on Instagram, mom pages. But the number one thing I'll say is follow mom groups on Facebook. There's one that I am part of, and it's called Motherhood Gauteng. And then the other one is Lalish Group, South Africa. Lalish Group is all about breastfeeding. If you are having breastfeeding struggles, I would recommend that you join that group. And if you're just a mom in jail, I would say join Motherhood Gauteng. And the reason why I say this is maybe your child is dealing with eczema, maybe your child has baby acne, whatever it is, it's helpful to always ask. You'll write on the Facebook page, and then a lot of moms that have gone through what you have gone through will comment. And yeah, so ask. You are not in this alone, and usually moms are very they're always happy to help out. My next tip is that breastfeeding is painful, but it shouldn't always remain painful. I thought second baby it will be much easier. It wasn't. It was still as painful. So what I will say is prepare your mind that it is painful. Obviously the degrees of pain are different. Use things like nipple cream. I put it in my previous video of a purple nipple cream called Mzansimom. It's very good. It's expensive, but it really works for cracked nipples and for cracked skin in general. You can find it at Discam and I think it Clicks. But use nipple cream, and it's safe for the baby to eat as well. I remember I used Bepanthen for my nipples. Another thing you can do, now it's tricky because it's winter, but airing out your nipples, so not wearing anything and just basically walking around a bit for during the day, also helps. Using a pacifier. I know a lot of people don't like pacifiers, but I use pacifiers just so that my nipples could get a break, because sometimes the baby's not hungry, sometimes the baby just wants to soothe themselves, and that's why I would recommend using a pacifier. Unfortunately, Ania didn't take to the pacifier, so it was, hey guys, I saw fires, but yeah, just so you know, your nipples will be sore. But if they're not supposed to, after like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, they're not supposed to be excruciatingly sore. If they are, it could be that your baby's latch is not correct. And you can watch a lot of videos about the correct latch for your baby on YouTube. So do that. And like I said, if you're part of a mom's group, you can always ask them. My next tip, guys, if your baby has trouble sleeping, do whatever it takes for them to sleep. Rock them to sleep, swing them, swaddle them. So a lot of the times babies struggle to sleep because they're out of the womb. It's a different environment. So what you want to do is you want to create that environment where the baby is in the womb, right? So think about the sound that the baby will hear. It's usually like your shh, shh, shh. That's why I'm using a white noise machine. Is also helpful when your baby goes to sleep, or even shushing the baby when you're trying to put your baby to sleep, like shh, 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 shh. Is really helpful as well. Wear your baby, guys. If your baby wants to sleep on you, most newborns wants to sleep on their moms. wear your baby. This thing of people saying, oh, you're creating bad habits, you're creating bad habits. There is no such thing, guys. Your baby will outgrow whatever method you use, right? If you're used to rocking your baby to sleep, obviously it gets harder once the baby is grown, but by 6 months you can break a habit, right, when your baby is still that small. But I'm saying this because you are in survival mode, right? Don't try and get it perfect. Don't listen to Bura Khadi, especially in black culture. Although a lot of the time the mom but like, oh, ngwana o tla ka matsoho. Guys, that is fine. Ngwana ha ka matsoho, there is absolutely nothing wrong with that. Yeah, you are in survival mode. You want a sleeping baby so you can sleep. So do whatever you need to survive, right? So that's why I would highly recommend that you get a carrier so that the baby can sleep on you. Obviously, if your baby and your baby is not a crier, then hell yeah, by all means put the baby down. But I'm talking for moms, which I think it's most moms, that in the newborn phase you struggle because your baby cries, or your baby doesn't want to sleep, or your baby fights sleep. So don't right off the bat be on some, oh, I'm gonna train my child. No, it's a newborn, everything is new for them. Don't put that unnecessary pressure on yourself, and you're not even supposed to be sleep training a baby at that young age anyway. So yeah, so that's just my tip as a new mom. Do whatever you need to do that your baby wants to do to sleep. If it means driving around, if it means walking outside, guys, you want a baby to sleep, okay? And then my next tip is, for the first 2 to 3 months, guys, try by all means, if you're a mom, to forget about house cleaning, right? Your energy needs to go on you learning your baby, spending time with the baby. And like I said, if your baby is a sleeper and you have time to clean, then by all means do that. But I would recommend really taking it back. If you can help, if your mom can come and help you, or an aunt or your sister, have them tackle that part. Have them clean, have them cook if they can. If you have a partner, let them do those things. But your focus should be healing. Your focus should be learning your baby. My next tip, and this one is a tricky one, because I do think it's realistic, but it's also not, but it's so helpful, and that is sleep when the baby sleeps. I know you guys have heard this a lot, and from being a mom, I know it sounds like, one, the reality is that sometimes when the baby is sleeping, you can't sleep, right? Sometimes when the baby is sleeping, you want to eat because that's the only opportunity you have to eat. Sometimes you want to clean the house, like I said. You know what I mean? As a mom, there's so much that you want to get done. And sometimes the baby sleeps for 20 minutes and you can't sleep for 20 minutes. But if possible, guys, sleep when the baby sleeps. And the reason for this is you need the energy. Your baby, just because your baby is sleeping from the first 3 months, it doesn't mean that your baby is always going to sleep. Guys, there are things called sleep regression, there are things called growth spurts, and those are hard times in a baby's. It's almost like your baby just switches. They struggle to sleep, they cry more, they're more crankier. So if possible, if you can, sleep when the baby sleeps. Yo guys, this will save you. I wish I enjoyed sleeping, even if it's just for 2 hours, so that I can sleep and just to do you know what I mean, just to regain that energy. But that's another tip that I have if you are a new mom. Another tip is that if you have a partner, get them involved. And I know this is super hard as a new mom because you want to do everything, right? Because it's your little baby, and usually moms have the mom instinct and you know what your baby likes, right? But this tip will help you as well as a mom. You need to rest, number one. Number two, so I always used to think, if something happened to me, I want David to be able to look after the baby, and this is hard. You need to at least, so when Aki was born, David would do the baths. That was his thing, and that was for me, I think, for him to bond with the baby as well. So he'd do the baths, most of the the nappy changes he'd do. Sometimes he'd soothe Aki, sometimes with Ane is very clingy, so I'm the only person that can soothe. But if the father or your partner is good at soothing the baby, and you know what I mean, give them an opportunity, let them do it, and also let them make their own mistakes, because they are going to make their mistakes. They're not going to parent the way that you parent. So as a new time mom, this is such a vital key, because a lot of the times, guys, dads aren't as, obviously as moms we don't know what we're doing, but dads need to learn their confidence. They need to regain their confidence, right? They can't be confident if they don't get any practice, right? And the reason why this is also another key one is that you need to learn how to trust your partner, right? And that can only happen if you see them in action and they're looking after the baby. That's it, okay? Obviously now in Corona, we're stuck in the house. You're not going anywhere, but if need be, and you need to go somewhere and leave the baby, you should know that I can leave the baby with my partner or with the dad. But you also need the rest. You can't do everything by yourself. Yeah, so guys, this tip, sometimes you need to take a husa. And I'm saying that because I don't know how better to say it, okay? Sometimes your baby can frustrate you because you are sleep deprived. And a typical example is, I remember I had Anea, guys, and like, you know, like she just wouldn't sleep and she was fighting her sleep. And at that point, I remember, like, I did shake her. I was like, I was just like keep quiet. And in that moment, I knew that I need a moment, I need a break. And what I did was, I think it was like 4 a.m. and I woke David up and I just said, I can't just take her for a bit. And I know she's going to scream, that's the thing. She screamed, but I went to the bathroom and I sat down. And you just need to sit, guys. If you want to cry, cry, but you just need that moment. Even if it's 5 minutes, you need that moment to cry, let it out, breathe, have tea. And I swear to you, after taking that rusa, you can do it again, and you go take your baby and you'll feel like you've got this renewed energy. It really, really helps. Sometimes you will feel like you're losing it because the level of exhaustion is so real. So if you can give your baby, or if you are alone, just putting your baby in the carrier, just let the baby cry. Cry never killed any baby. Just let the baby cry for 3 minutes and just sit there for 3 minutes, take a husa and take the baby again. Yeah, it will help you and the baby, guys, like I swear, in terms of frustration. Yeah, okay, so my last tip is, guys, always have, sorry, I'm sitting on my foot. My last tip is always have your nappy bag packed. And I know this is weird, because obviously it's lockdown. Chances are you're not going to be going out a lot, but once the lockdown is over, always have your nappy bag packed. And pack it with things that your baby's not going to outgrow. So you're going to have wipes in there, you're going to have a receiving blanket, a burping cloth, bum cream. I would highly recommend that you have 2 bum creams, one big one in the house, and sorry if you can hear that, that's Aki, and then a small one that's going to go in your bag, a nice compact one. And the reason I say this is, guys, getting a baby ready takes so long. It takes about 2 hours. I don't know why. Sometimes, yeah, you're working around their nap time. Sometimes you put their clothes on and then they poo, or sometimes they burp on the clothes and you have to change them again. It's just a lot, okay? And then you have to get yourself ready. So always have your nappy bag packed so that by the time that you have to leave, then you can put things like change of clothing, because you always have to have that in the bag. Change of clothing, and then also nappies, because newborns also outgrow their nappies quite quickly. So nappies that currently fit them, yeah. And then that's all that you basically need to put. Obviously if you're going out, maybe you'll add a hat, but yeah, that's another tip for newborn moms that I would say, actually for any mom, always keep your nappy bag or the baby's bag packed. And the last one, which is weird considering this video, my last tip or advice is that don't take everybody's advice, guys. Moms are different. We all do things differently, so take what suits you and what works for you. So if you're getting different different opinions or advice that is confusing you, don't use it if you don't want to use it. You as a mom, you know best. Listen to your instincts. And I know this sounds like, as a new mom, it can be daunting because you feel like you don't know anything. I don't know what happens to your body, guys. You'll know if your baby is sick. You know when your baby is acting and this is not normal behavior. Listen to your instinct. You'd rather be safe than sorry. Never feel bad if somebody's like, oh, why did you take your baby to the hospital? You need to calm down. If that is what you want to do it, right? If you want to start your baby at solids at 5 months and everybody says no, 6 months, or somebody says 4 months, listen to your instincts and do what is right for your baby. Research, obviously read as much as you can, but take advice with a pinch of salt and take what works for you. Even with this video, take what works for you. I hope you guys found this video helpful. I know that as a mom, or as a new mom, I would have definitely liked a video like this. So please tell me what kind of videos you guys would like to see. If you are a new mom, what are some of the things that you are struggling with? Please feel free to ask away, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe and become a part of the Mzansimom family, guys. It's just a click, guys. And it's free. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.